Look out, everybody. Tina's in charge. No.
Tina's running the stream. This is the first time Scott threw her to the wolves. I said, Scotty, let's train Tina to be a producer. So she'll do it on Rogue. I'll work with her on Rogue for a couple weeks, and then she can start taking over producing the Wednesday stream. And he said, okay, cool, and just gave her the keys. So
she already gained 50 points by using an intro that wasn't 4 hours long. So I'm for that. I'm for this change.
Awesome. I aim to please. So, Steven, tell us what you've been doing since we talked to you last.
Oh God. Well, something happened, Slender Tina. Something happened today that I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about it. It's something I've resisted for a long time, for a very long.
Are we doing life advice?
Yeah, no, this is something I gotta get out, Slender. This is a
Tell
very
me
traumatic
your story.
It's a thing.
Walton. I'm listening.
Thank you. I appreciate you being here with me and getting me through this, because I have resisted taking this. You ever like see something or and you're like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to get involved in that. Just like you don't know how you're gonna feel, and so you stay away from it, and then eventually, you get I was peer pressured. I was peer pressured into doing it today, and then you do it, and it's like you don't know how you feel, because it's been built up for so long that you're not sure how it's going to affect you.
Are you talking about a conveniently placed knot in a tree at waist level?
No,
well,
no.
See, and I'm thinking, is that like butt sex?
No. Wait. No.
Nobody ever regrets that.
What did I just get added to the stream at the worst possible moment?
Chad, I'm sorry that you're here for this. I was expressing something. Something happened today.
It's just funny because if this was our channel, Slender would have turned off the stream by now, because Tina shut down our stream last week when she made a comment.
Mr. Bojan thought that was very, very amusing. I'm like, look, let me throw my first bad one at them, and I'm like, shit, they ended the stream already. Oh no.
That's pretty quick. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's nothing major to you, but to me, it's something. It's like I saw this thing, and I built it up in my head. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a part of that. And then because I didn't want to say the words, like I don't want to say the words. Like I never did. But now that I have done, I see. No, Zax. No, you're going in a whole other direction about this.
Well, with as vague and cryptic as you were being, I have to imagine you've seen a penis up close at this point.
It isn't. No.
Are we not talking about that? Because you might want to get to what we're actually talking about.
Listen, this is very. I don't even have the verbiage to explain what this is very something to me. I'm not sure what it is. I haven't worked through it yet. I haven't done the work yet. You know what I mean? Like it's all right. All right, look. I did something today that I really have resisted for a long time. All right. And I don't know how I feel. I never wanted to come out and just say, today I ate 5 guys. I never wanted to say that, and that happened today. I was peer pressured into eating 5 guys.
5 guys is good.
This is all because you ate at a burger restaurant that originated right near where I grew up and is very good. Okay.
But it's called Five Guys. All right.
Yeah, because there were 5 guys from Woodbridge who started the restaurant.
Dude, there is nothing I love more than wrapping my lips around 5 guys.
I feel even more creeped out.
The seasoned French fries. Did you get the regular French fries or did you get the seasoned ones?
We got a strawberry shake. And I got a bacon cheeseburger, and we got like the regular fries, I guess. I don't know. I had to ask the lady. I didn't know what I was getting. My son peer pressured me into eating
Steven, it's not a complicated menu. It's burgers and fries.
I know, but it's just it's just the whole idea comes off very gay.
Sometimes I double my order, and then I've got 10 guys in my mouth. It's awesome.
Wow. Now, do they all come with a pretzel bun? Like, is that a usual
thing? All
come.
Or is that
a special? No. There's no pretzel They don't do pretzel buns.
Oh,
Not
see,
that
the
I
one
know of.
time I ate at Five Guys, that must have been done a special then. 'Cause-
So you've all eaten Five Guys?
Yes,
Yeah,
I've eaten
but
at Five
least
Guys.
you said literally when I clicked on, I'm coming out. I ate or I took on Five Guys. Something about
No,
Five
I ate
Guys.
Five Guys today, Scott, and it's very. I never wanted to say that. I never wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
That's why you do like I had a burger at Five Guys, or
Well, I
not
did.
that I took
Or I
Five
ate
Guys
at
down
Five
hard.
Guys.
It almost sounds like you're trying to do a convoluted word game to make it
Right.
seem worse than it is.
No, I did not.
Or
I
he's trying to say I'm screaming for help. I'm trapped inside this body of machoism, and I just want to be free.
Scott, you're taking this
it-
completely out of proportion.
It's
okay.
only natural, okay? Let your freak flag fly, man. Oh, I can't even say it.
Look, I just
It's
take
like I
it
got
personal.
5 guys in my mouth or something.
I just again take it personal. Like it's one of the like hometown hero restaurants. It started in my neighborhood where I grew up, so I don't like people messing with it. It's a good burger. It's fine.
What state does it originate?
Woodbridge, Virginia.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, that came out of Hoodbridge?
Yes, it did.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
It was very good, by the way.
Right near Potomac Mills Mall. If you're interested.
Been around
in
there
that.
before. Very
Yep.
good burgers. Very good.
Yeah,
burgers.
dude. I was
And hot
like,
dogs.
we were eating. I was like, all right, this is not what you get at McDonald's or Burger King, or even Wendy's. Like it was legit good.
Well, it's not fast food. It's good food
Mm.
fast. You like that?
I would say their burgers are good, but honestly, it's the fries that really make it for me.
I
Like,
mean,
they
you
have
get a
really good
bucket of
fries.
Yeah, they remind me of Gene and Jude's fries, which is an awesome hot dog joint. It's a hole in the wall next to a forest preserve. It floods every 25 years, and that's the only time they change the oil. I mean, we're talking
Nice.
like good neighborhood place.
Those are the best.
hmm Okay, well, Scott, did you want to tell us all about your week?
I worked a lot and I worked a lot. That was my week. That was
All
my
right.
week. Yeah, that's about
All
it.
right.
Good to see everybody though. Thank you for being here. I have to be
Yes,
up
we're
at
gonna
3
stay-
a.m. So,
Yikes.
I'll probably be on
Okay.
for a little bit and then bounce.
Well,
Not
since
a problem.
Scotty's here, Tina, you want to do the Spork article first?
I
We
didn't
can
read
do
that on purpose.
But
Man, we're not even
I-
going to introduce the B team, huh? The Slender
Yeah.
Dad.
I was
little
gonna say,
chat.
yeah,
Let's
let-
get going.
No,
Let
no,
the team talk. Let's
I'm sorry.
say hi to our chat.
Having all 5 guys just really messed me up. I'm sorry. It's a traumatic experience.
Steven, just the hole gets deeper. The hole gets deeper. And
All I'm
This is
saying
nothing
is-
about holes.
It's like a gaping
Unless anyone has an argument with guys being a gendered term, which it's not. You got 5 guys right here.
There you go. There you go.
Hi.
All they and thems.
Well, speaking of that, Slender, why don't you let us know how you've been doing?
I love him.
I'm
Anyway, before
great.
Slender goes, 1 second. And I just
Oh, I'm
pulled him
sorry.
mad because they'll be like, hey, Slender. He'll be like, I saw this movie on Prime that it's called Box Digger Hole Mixer. It's all about homeless people that go to dances. Like, and you're trying to talk like about a movie and he's like, oh, did you guys ever see Old Henry? Like he won't quit on that movie. And it's
I
just
love
like,
Old Henry. It's a great movie. What's wrong with Old Henry?
I'm not saying anything's wrong with Old Henry. But
I
he
mean,
has-
have you watched Old
accusing me
Henry?
of
you know what
this?
he is? He's the guy who was like, oh, you guys like, Nirvana? I like the Replacements. Like he just had to like one up you on like kind of coolness when it really isn't needed. It really wasn't.
You
needed.
might have liked Nirvana. I still think Oingo Boingo is gonna win out in the end.
It's a
Ooh,
dead
it's a dead man's party.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm sorry. It's just, he tries to play like he's cool. He was the kid that went into high school and was like, I'm reinventing myself.
Are you trying to bait Matt into coming on the stream when he said he wasn't feeling so good? This kind of feels like it.
You might grab it.
I mean, Matt might have reinvented himself when a good portion of himself was incinerated.
Yeah.
But he was kind of forced to do that.
Ahsoka is a fun mad. All right,
Oh my
just
God.
because you
No,
didn't
it's
like
not.
Rebels.
Why don't you
No,
introduce
okay.
these guys and then we'll talk about that because that was garbage.
All righty, Slender Dad, tell us what you got going on this week.
Okay, well, the only thing I really wanted an intro for, because I didn't actually care if you guys gave me an intro or not, was that I wanted to let everyone know that on Monday I was over at Little Chad's place wishing him a happy birthday because he's old.
Oh my goodness. Ooh.
And
How old are you?
he's really old. But also on Friday during our own stream, the Ascendant Art podcast, apparently that is being hijacked by Brahma, and that's going to be his birthday stream. So we got like 2 birthdays this week, guys.
Nice.
I think Matt is still celebrating his birthday too. So,
Yes.
Yeah, but Matt, it's time to pull the rug out from under Matt. He doesn't get to celebrate his birthday anymore. Okay, other people got birthdays.
Well, he's a millennial, right?
Yeah, they're like the chicks
mean,
with the I got
I
my
think
birthday
they're
month.
like, it's my birthday month.
I think technically all of us are millennials, but it's
No, I'm not.
I do not
Gen-
subscribe
I'm
to
Gen
it. I
X.
identify as Generation X.
Yeah.
you can self-identify their pronouns, but you're officially you're
Oh,
Don't
now
get
officially
me
man.
started on pronouns again, okay?
I know Tina and I are
deep.
definitely in the
I'm
Xers.
deep into the.
Are you
Gen
prior
X.
to 80?
I'm 76.
Oh yeah, then you're
I'm
Gen X.
71.
Millennials
I
go to about
baby that, Scott. No.
yeah. Well, you know.
No,
Yeah,
millennial
we all-
starts at like 80. So.
82 or 83.
It started at 82. They've slowly pushed it back to 80. But
Which is dumb.
when I was growing up, they told me I was Gen X, and then they changed it when I was in my 20s.
Don't give them that right.
Oh no! Did you get rejected? Did you like an application? to
You were
fill out?
kicked out of the
Nope,
Xers?
sorry.
I cannot be rejected because I am a man.
Gen
who
Xers
saying
wouldn't
no
have
doesn't
actually
stop.
rejected him. They would have just silently walked away and not cared.
God, we were the best. We were the best. Like whatever. Oh, I miss those days.
All righty, well, little chat.
They would have
tell us
gone to a
about your
Denny's,
birthday.
ordered a cup of coffee, and just smoked.
It would definitely have to be like a cappuccino. All right, little Chad, birthday time.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. I guess. Cool. Whatever.
Man, that
No.
was powerful.
I don't. Well, how do I? Like, it's not my
Did you do
birthday
anything
anymore.
exciting did you do anything exciting for your birthday?
I had friends over, including Slender, who qualifies technically, and
Awesome.
we just had a
I
cookout.
would loosely be considered a friend.
Yeah, every few years my birthday corresponds with Labor Day, so it works out, and I just do a cookout and have a good time. It's I've never been big on my birthday because it was always like the first week of school, so that I wasn't ever used to like doing anything like crazy for it. So I've kept that tradition alive and not really done anything dramatic. Definitely not like Mad, where I'm I guess having an entire birthday month going on. So
Yeah. Birthday month.
That's a lot of celebrating. What do you do for a whole birthday month?
You make people miserable.
Yeah.
Side note, looking at the chat, I think you just got a whole bunch of sponsors.
Holy cow.
Yeah, something must have happened because I see a bunch of things and don't know how to find out what happened.
I will take a look. Holy cow. Thank you.
Yeah, I know nothing of what that means. I think someone gave out memberships.
Stephen Walton? That can't
Yeah.
be right.
Ooh.
That can't be right. He gave out. Oh, he did. He gave out 10.
Wow,
Wow, Stephen. Someone's balling.
That's very cool.
It was you know what? Without those 10 sponsors, now I don't have to go work the corner this weekend. Thank you, bro.
You're welcome.
Aw.
You still should, though, just to get ahead.
Well, yeah, I got to keep those tight legs. What? Thank you. I'm very grateful. That's really cool. So, I don't want to just jump off that, but it's crazy how many people have different age ranges for Gen Xers. So I know it's Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt. But the Brookings Institute says 65 to 81. I don't know why. The U.S. Federal Reserves Board says 1965 to 1980. The U.S. Social Security Administration says 64 to 79. U.S. Department of Defense says 65 to 77. Like it's completely different with everybody.
Well, my master's degree, and it wasn't in gender studies. I just happened to study the learning styles of different genders. It's 65 to 80 is where they put Gen X.
Yeah, if you were old enough to go see, oh God, what was that movie with Ethan Hawke and
Reality Bites?
Yeah, if you were old enough to go see Reality Bites, but you most likely as a dude didn't, unless you had a date, in the movie theater, you're probably Gen X.
Do you like how I pulled that just from you saying Ethan Hawke too?
Yeah, dude,
There
that
you
was
go.
pretty impressive.
Incredible, Chad. This
But
is
is
why you're here.
But it
it's
sums
quintessential Gen
Yeah.
X movie.
It
It's
truly is.
It's that one and Slackers by Richard Linklater.
I know I watched Slackers. I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, I can't say that that one rings a bell. I can only think of Hackers when I think
Hackers. When I was just thinking
What
of
was
that.
the
That was
premise
awesome.
of Slackers?
Being a slacker who didn't want to get a job or do anything and just drift through life.
Okay. All right,
Oh.
that sounds about right. Clerks.
Sounds
Clerks is
appealing.
kind of one of those.
Yeah.
Um,
And if you know every lyric to Lisa
Zombie.
Loeb,
oh God.
if you can see "Stay" come on the radio and just start singing it, you're Gen X.
Yeah, that's
I was going to say the same thing. If
Yes,
you're a chick that was in love with Melissa Etheridge in college and it made you kind of think about your own
All
gender,
right. These
Ah.
I feel like you could have
Probably
done
Gen
better,
X-er.
Tina. You could have done better than Melissa Etheridge.
Yeah. It's funny how times
why
have
not say
changed.
if you're Gen X, wouldn't it be Helen Slater? You know, she was Supergirl. She was
That's
the legend
true.
of she was the legend of
Legend of Billie Jean.
Billie Jean.
Billie
you
Jean.
know.
Yeah, I remember loving The Legend of Billie Jean. Like
That was a great movie.
loving.
She
Christian
was in
Slater
that
was
one
in
with
that.
Michael J. Fox, where it was like the business.
Secret to My Success.
Secret to My Success. Yeah,
That was a great
Good
movie.
stuff.
That was a great movie. She was super hot.
she was. That's why I said you could do better than Melissa Etheridge. Go
Love
Helen
is
Slater.
the battlefield.
I mean, well, this Tina, Tina was into Etheridge, and if that made her question, then that's
Yeah.
who are
Yeah.
we to judge?
right.
Tina was like, my first concert was Indigo Girls. It doesn't mean anything.
No. Oh my God.
Oh.
Lily Chad's a big lesbian.
My first concert was let's see,
Lilith Fair?
PIL, PIL, the Sugar Cubes, and New Order.
I'm trying to think of what my first. It was either Lisa and the Cult Jam, with the Mighty
Ooh.
Boss Tones opening up at Assumption College when I was in 7th grade, or it was the Coca-Cola band thing at Lake Compounds where it was Gerardo, CNC Music Factory, Belle Biv DeVoe. I think they didn't show up.
Never
though.
trust a
And
big button to smile.
Never.
That girl's poison.
Color Me Bad was there, and somebody else. But Gerardo was there. Rico.
Suave.
Suave. You've never
Now,
seen him and Paulie Latino Slant in the same room at the same time. Just saying.
Would the first concert count if it was the Ninja Turtles
No,
concert tour that
it
they
would
did?
not.
Did they play their own instruments?
Well, I mean, I know Mad went to that one when he was a kid, just like I did. But
I
if we're
don't think
doing
I've ever
legit
been to a
music,
concert.
my first was HF Festival here in DC, so I got to see 20-something bands. It was
Awesome.
Look
Oh,
at
that's
Spencer.
cool.
The
See,
closest I've ever been to a concert was Toby Keith came out to our ship and he did a show on the missile deck, and that was kind of cool.
I did see at a National Jamboree, World Jamboree. I think the band was called the Jets. It was like a family rock band, and Lee Greenwood also came up there. I'm proud.
Did they have a battle of the
Lee.
bands with the Sharks?
Ooh.
They should have. And only, you know what I gotta say though, it was really cool. I forgot what base we were on, what Air Force base, but they played Highway to the Danger Zone on these massively loud speakers, and then had flyovers very low. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was dork. Whatever. I'm an Eagle Scout. Kiss my ass.
Well, fun fact, I've lived in Chicago my whole life, but I've never been to Lolla.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, when was the first one? 91? 92?
Sometime when I was in college. Yeah, so it would have been either between fall of '89 to spring of '93.
Okay.
Seriously though, have you been to a Lilith Fair?
Nope, haven't been
Okay,
to the
good.
Fair.
Good.
Concerts have too many people. They're crowded. I don't like
They
it.
really do.
I'll tell you, the best concert I ever went to was the Dan Band. That was just entertaining.
Oh, that's cool. My
They're
favorite
the-
concert was. Oh, sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
was just gonna say that they were the ones from was it Old School who were the wedding band in that one?
That's a
Very
good
cool.
one.
My favorite was Richard Marx.
Oh he's
and
badass.
Rick Springfield together. They've been
Two
traveling
badass
together
guys.
for like
No,
ever.
that's like a Gen X powering pair
Mhm.
right there.
I know, it was awesome because I mean, Rick Springfield, like literally the weekend before he turned 70, he's jamming on stage like
Oh, this is
it
when they're
was,
old.
you
Never
know.
mind.
Yeah, I thought you were talking like mullet
Yeah.
time.
Oh no,
All
no,
right.
no. I mean, well, that was the last time I saw them. I've seen them together multiple times.
Yeah,
But
they
last time I saw them
toured
was right
together.
before he turned 70. Oh yeah. And it was absolutely hysterical because at 70 he's still jamming. People are throwing roses up on the stage like they always did. There's underwear flying everywhere.
He's
There's
like the
people my
Tom
mom's
Jones
age,
of that
like,
generation.
Are you sure it wasn't Depends at this stage of life?
Underwear flying.
honestly,
Tina,
it was
don't
really
do
scary.
that.
You know, I gotta say
The
though.
Spanx were just coming out.
Yeah, they were. Pull that shit tight.
Fucking yoga pants.
A couple years ago, my wife got me to take her to. It was Bryan Adams and what Billy Idol were co-headlining.
Really?
Wow, Billy
I like
Idol.
it.
Now that's something I would love to have seen.
That's not a combination you would normally put together.
No.
Like,
No.
Billy Idol and Bryan Adams, but it was actually a pretty solid show. I was like, I didn't realize. I was like, God damn, Bryan Adams did have a lot of hits, didn't he?
Dude, cuts like a knife.
My
Feels
mom took me to a
alright.
small venue once to go see Edgar Winters, and I never saw a more talented dude. He played so many instruments.
Mhm.
It was a fun time. It was a very small place. It was only like 50 people there, but I had a great time. I didn't expect to. I didn't even know who he was, to be honest.
I will say for all the men in the audience, if you have a millennial to late Gen X wife, I got my wife. She went to what was it one of the like the Boys to Men like tours they were doing. No, not Boys. Backstreet Boys. It was Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, they're that
Boys
one.
to Men.
Yeah.
Paula Abdul, and it was like the total package tour or whatever,
Right.
and that's what they headlined it for. And man, that works right there. You go. Good.
Dude, those
good.
boy
Well, in the
bands?
chat, I think the lovely Sherry has the best concert thus far. Korn in Lincoln Park.
Yeah,
That was her
I'd
first.
probably
Nice.
tolerate the
Oh, wow.
massive amounts of people to go see
Nice.
that.
nice.
I think Lincoln Park was one of the bands playing HF Festival when I went, but Korn was like already like too big for that stuff by then.
Those were the years.
Korn is one of my favorites. And then I lived on the Mississippi River, so Slipknot obviously is also one of my favorites because they're Iowa hometown.
Nice. All right,
I'll
Tina,
tell you
take
what,
control.
Now there's
Yeah.
24 minutes in. We should probably say hi to the chat that we've been talking to for a while. So if we go all the way back to like forever ago.
I mean, I figured the high was applied at this point.
Oh, well, you know, we got to showcase our friends here. Lord
amen.
Thoth was in very, very early, so hello to you.
Oh, good to
Kabuto
see.
Studios Company Limited Incorporated LLC was also in before the stream. Right as we kicked
Spencer.
off,
Oh,
we
Zach.
get Zax, hello. And then a bunch of Stream Element stuff. We already said hi to Mad. Let's see, who else do we have?
Don't say hi to Matt. He abandoned us.
Oh,
Ooh, I
okay.
like
Well,
that.
I was giving him a break. He was
Sporkerinos.
sick. Yeah.
Sherry, I
Is that
like
like little Sporkerino like your Mr. Cotter over here?
That's
What?
awesome.
Where? I swear to God, Mr. Carter.
Mr. Cotter.
Mr. Carter. Oh, good stuff.
I missed that
Sporkerinos.
show.
Yeah,
I was watching
I
that.
can. I
Barney
might
Miller.
not be Gen X, but I speak fluent Gen X. So
There you go, man. You're Gen X
I-
at heart.
Hello to Jim
Jim
Donegan.
Donegan. I
Yes,
still wonder if that's
ooh,
the Jim Donegan I grew up with or somebody random. I don't know.
Oh, that would be good to know.
Yeah.
We got Mr. Zombie Box Reviews. We got to have you on the show. We keep
Yeah.
talking about that.
Needs
We
to
need
tell us when.
chit chat. Yes.
Oh, sorry, I
Let's see.
jumped that. My bad.
That's all right. No worries. We got Soul Assassin, my buddy, who's a 90s baby. Oh, no.
Oh my
I am so
God.
old. You guys make
He's-
me old.
And he's so responsible as a mod. It blows my mind.
Mhm. I know. Got Floral from Under a Rock. Hello to you.
Floral.
Let's see. I think we got. Oh, and Darren, like my father before me.
Darren,
Hello
who's going
to you.
wonderful supporter for several years, man. Been in the chat since we started, Scotty. It's good to see you, Darren.
Absolutely.
Yeah, praying for
And
my brother all the time. I love Darren. Darren's good
man.
people. I wonder if he's over in England. I wonder if he went to the meetup.
I hope he did.
Oh, that's-
What was that? I love when people cut each other off and they're trying to be polite. You and
everybody
Tina went
shuts
at the
up.
same time, and you went.
Everybody just grinds to a halt.
Oh,
Right.
why do I
Well,
still
I
have
mean,
this rainbow?
let me
thing
join
going
in on making fun of people's stutters. That's definitely nice. And polite. What are you gonna do? Do you have like some kind of speech impediment? Let's make fun of it.
I love
Today,
donuts.
Junior.
I love donuts. Hey, I just watched the whole thing. Kid on The Voice, 16 years old, stutters like a mofo, but when he sings, it's like an angel.
yes, I've
Like
seen
Ozzy.
people do that.
Do you
It's
ever
amazing.
worry that they're just faking that to get on the TV and you're like, I'm being taken in by someone conning me?
You gotta say someone at some point would be like, dude, I grew up with this kid. He never stuttered once, you know?
Well, I
Well,
thought
didn't they
that
do that
about
with
when Joe
Joe
Biden
Biden?
said he had a stutter that he never had the
Mhm.
last 40 years, and then everyone was like, you can't make fun of it.
Very true.
Well, hello, Alex Moore, who just joined us, and Darren is telling us about him seeing Van Halen in London with Bon Jovi. Now that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Now, I saw
But
Van
left
Hagar.
before Bon Jovi entered the stage. I mean, why would you do that? I mean, you haven't even had them play like the Young Guns 2 soundtrack. You got to at least let Bon Jovi get into.
Yeah, boy.
What's the problem with Bon Jovi? Bon Jovi's amazing.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
talented.
That's my point. Yeah,
He's talented.
Blaze of Glory, man. If you leave before they play Blaze
You
of
want
Glory,
it dead or alive? Come on.
Right, right.
I gotta say, I did a walkout once myself, and I don't care what anybody says. I used to listen. I used to love. I don't listen to him as much, but when his songs come on, I jam to Lionel Richie. I love that dude. So he opened up for Tina Turner about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, maybe. Wow, shit, it might be longer than that. So this
You're
girl
old.
I knew loved Lionel Richie too. So we went and saw it. And then Tina Turner came on, and she was trying to do like keep up with her like legs moves, like, but she was like getting out of breath. I'm like, I gotta go. I can't see her
Damn.
like this. I can't
That's
see her like
sexist,
this.
Scott. That's
No,
ageist and
it was
sexist.
ageist. It was definitely ageist.
about
Yeah.
12 years ago, it must be now. I went and saw. My brother had an extra ticket because the guy he was going to go with bailed on him. He loves Pearl Jam. He's like a single digit, 10 club member, so he can get all the tickets wherever.
That's insane.
And we went. They were opening for the Rolling Stones at PNC Park. So we were actually
PNC,
the infield seats, the ones they put
Yep.
right near the stage.
Yep.
And so like it's weird, like Pearl Jam's the opening act. It's like
And wait a minute, who did
and-
they open for?
the Rolling Stones.
That's crazy.
And
That's
Wow.
so this was 12 years ago, so I guess he was slightly younger, obviously, than he is now. But I was like, Jesus, these Mick Jagger's still capable of running around that stage, doing all that
Still
shit.
having
Good for
kids.
him.
Good, good for him.
Yeah, he's still having kids. God bless him.
He's still having kids. You gotta have a cutoff point.
Not when you're that guy. Hey, dude, you're rich.
Oh.
All right, let's move on.
Get the money, let's take it. Well, I'm very sorry, Darren, that you missed the meetup. That totally
Aw,
sucks. I feel
that
bad.
sucks, man.
And Tina
Yeah,
Turner,
rip
did
Tina.
she
Yep.
just
Yeah,
die?
she died like last year or
Yeah.
maybe within a year, I would say.
I think it was last year.
Too many Tinas in the world. It's bad news. Bad news.
One less
And-
team.
And hello to the memes of destruction.
She,
So do we want
Tina
to chat
Turner, May of 23, so it was this year.
Oh, okay.
Now, do we want to chat about the thanking KFC for the success of the spork, or do you want to go into this freaky Emma Stone movie?
I do want to talk about the Emma Stone thing, but what do you
I
think?
mean, a
Scotty?
10-minute standing ovation because she decided to do aggressive things on film. Good for her.
Yeah, no, I'd rather you guys talk about that when I'm off because we'll probably bring it up also Saturday.
Okay.
Okay.
If
Sounds
I
good.
can calm Jacob down. But he'll be like hellfire.
Oh, I so want to be there. Can I be there? for
Oh
that?
God, yeah, you can come. Yeah, we can do the spork. And then, did you any of you guys see Ahsoka?
Yeah.
Yep.
All
I
but the
watched.
last
Even-
episode.
I
I've seen
watched
it as
that
last
piece.
episode.
Yeah. I'm up to date with the newest piece of shit episode. Yeah.
Good.
Somebody
Tina,
said,
next time
my
we
son
can't
and I are
talk,
loving
right?
it.
I'm
It
not
was-
wasting my fucking
Wow,
time.
we
on
all
it.
My
talked
son and I
at
are
the same
loving
time.
it. It is a continuation of Rebels. I think they're doing really well, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And
you
everybody's
like
trying to
shitty
talk
stuff.
really fast so they don't cut each other off. But we can't talk about the secret big reveal thing that came out.
No,
with
you
the
can't. No,
episode.
because I haven't seen episode 4 yet. Please, no.
I know. We're not going to talk about that.
Dude,
We're talking
he's
about.
Spoil that shit.
Secret
Spoil
is
it.
stupid.
Dude, it's dumb, first off. You know, I still
Yeah.
think Tom Connors has one
I
of the
mean,
best.
it's not as dumb as a spork.
Well, no, Spork is fucking useful. That was not useful, but I could say Tom Connors had the best tweet about it. He said,
I was
"I'm
waiting
good
for
with
that to click.
my Velvet Elvis painting." I thought that was great. All
That's
right,
awesome.
so
I
let's see.
I noticed we're on this article about a spork, but I'm just like mesmerized by the guy cutting whatever is on the ad.
Chad, are you coming in and out, or is that me?
No, it sounds
don't-
like your mic is like there might be a bad connection on the mic. Check your connections.
Well, it kept happening when I hit mute, so I was wondering who did that. All right, so
No,
heard
it was
that.
little Chad. His
Oh, okay.
mic sounded awful.
all right, Tina, go for it.
All right, change doesn't come easy, something clearly evidenced by silverware. While knives and spoons are among the oldest human tools, subsequent developments have been slow to catch on. Forks were once considered too feminine. I never learned that.
I ain't using
Elitist
forks ever
pencils
again.
for
Fuck
dainty
that, a man
women.
can use a spork.
It took centuries for the fork to break past the barrier of fragile masculinity. From the fork struggle alone, we should have learned that innovations in flatware are risky endeavors, but one utensil keeps challenging this logic: the spork.
What
The
the fuck?
So are
spork.
we saying sporks are feminine? Like,
Are
what?
they pan?
No,
No,
they're
forks
saying
were feminine.
that they're saying that
forks.
forks were feminine, and apparently they threaten fragile masculinity.
Wow.
Why? Because it's like 4 prongs instead
Are
of
we
one.
running out of good reasons to attack masculinity? I mean, I know you didn't have any to begin with, but
And why is the Daily Meal? The Daily Meal is attacking masculinity now. Like they're just coming from every direction. Slender.
oh my god, it's like I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And here's the thing: I was excited about this article because I really love KFC. KFC is probably like my favorite fast food joint. But then,
Well,
what do we get in the first paragraph? They're attacking my fragile masculinity.
we'll
Screw you
scroll
guys.
We'll scroll past the attack and go straight into thanking KFC. Before we get there, let's start by dispelling a popular rumor about the spork's origin. An often repeated story says that General Douglas MacArthur conceived of the spork while overseeing United States military operations in Japan during the 1940s. It is said that MacArthur had a vehement hatred of chopsticks and wanted to push Western utensils onto the Japanese. I'm sure that went well. However, he feared that prisoners of war could use the long tines of a fork as weapons against their American captors. So he thought of something with shorter prongs, the fork-spoon hybrid. Though entertaining, there is no truth to this tale. In
Bullshit.
fact,
Okay, so in this telling, the spork was invented so it was less threatening.
yes.
Fuck you,
And
Walton. Okay,
come on, we were getting better, Walton.
I'll
Brought us
spoon
back.
you to death. What?
The earliest example of a fork-spoon hybrid appears to have come from medieval Europe. It was delightfully termed the suck-it fork.
Yeah, I like that.
what? Wait.
The second
And it
fork.
looked very different from the modern spork.
Oh.
Suck-it forks were double-sided with prongs on one end of the handle and a spoon on the other.
Ooh,
They
I
were
have
like
one.
Darth Maul sporks.
Hold on, I'll show
That
you.
looks
I guess I have a sucker. Hold on. Let me,
Fucking spin that thing through the cereal. You're getting 2 spoonfuls of
oh,
rotation.
wrong person.
Lord, suck it. What, yeah, here,
That's a suck it.
Oh, see, there you go. That's a suck-it.
Suck it.
Absolutely.
Suck it.
Suck it.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yep. They were used to eat desserts. The fork end for spearing small sweets and the spoon end for scooping sugary syrup.
So it's for weak food. That's
No, it's for delicious.
just asking. Soft. Okay, but
No,
soft
no. Food you can put on a woman. You're not going to throw a steak on. Well, that sounds all right. But,
Yeah.
you know, whipped toppings, ice cream, chocolates. You're the guy who has 5 guys in your mouth. All right, move on.
That's not what I meant.
The 1800s saw the emergence of terrapin forks, which were designed for the purpose of eating turtle meat and spooning up the thick broth it was often served in. The terrapin fork bears
Pause.
remarkable resemblance. Yes, sir.
Has anyone ever had turtle soup?
No.
Terrapin.
No.
I had it once. It's really good.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I kind of understand where Shredder's coming from now.
Well, I'm wondering if
Okay.
who makes it probably depends on how good turtle soup is.
I
You know what I
suppose
mean?
that's true as well. But
I mean, it is
like,
meat.
It is a Foot Clan specialty.
it sounded disgusting to me. But yeah, I don't know. It was like when I was in middle school. And like
most-
I went to a friend's house and they had turtle soup, and I was like,
You know,
this is really good.
don't feel bad for turtles. Most turtles are jerks.
Do you
I mean,
eat
I
turtle
have a
soup
turtle.
with a
I would
sucket?
never turn her into soup. But
I would totally eat turtle soup with a sucket.
Okay.
Because then you could flip it, stab the meat, eat it, flip it, take up the broth if you like.
Okay.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Darren
the
also
terrapin-
says, breaking news, only alphas use a spork. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
I think
Also
that's fake
breaking
news,
news,
Darren.
Darren.
Don't you say that.
Is
Darren.
it- Also breaking news, Darren. An apostrophe does not make a word plural.
Shit, I thought it did. All right.
Damn.
It's a possessive, isn't it?
Yeah,
Something like
that's-
that. Let's move on.
Yeah.
That's a possessive improperly
Okay,
used.
smart.
See,
pants.
Tina's been all points and she mentioned master's degree, so we're just let that.
Freaking-
I have 2 of them and a master's certificate in conflict management.
Oh.
You see how,
Yeah.
you see how well
Hold
that's
me,
got
I'm
me.
sorry.
I never finished college, but I still consider myself smarter than a lot of people.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I spent 3.5 years in college, and I think I'm still a freshman. Let's move on.
Yeah,
Um,
I've probably college credits all added up. I probably have about 180, but I never got a bachelor's.
Took a
Yeah.
lot of those PE
Wow.
classes. It worked out well.
I mean,
Yeah.
PE is fun, okay?
It is.
You know,
Back
Basket
to the
weaving.
my former company had a very, very generous education policy. So my husband raised the kids and I went to school for a
That's
long,
awesome.
long time.
Ooh.
But anyway, so
Worth
our
it.
terrapin fork was followed by a similar utensil called a crucible.
You know what?
Crucible?
Time out. I'm sorry. And your husband is manly enough to use a spork. He was able to. He was like Mr. Mom. You know, great movie.
Damn right he
Great
was.
movie. You know, manly
he's a-
enough to say, "Honey, you go get that cheddar," and
Mhm.
I bet you he would use a spork.
Scotty, you're trying to
Absolutely.
really masculinize the spork right
The
now.
spork
Like,
is first of all, it doesn't need to be. It is.
I feel like
I bet you-
a fork can do everything a spork can.
Okay,
Shut
try
up.
to bring
how
up
I
a
feel.
soup.
A
Come on,
spork
bro.
has nothing to prove.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It's the best of both worlds. I'm sorry. Go on. Go on.
I mean,
That's right.
KFC probably, it's because they wanted, instead of buying 2 utensils for plasticware, they could save money buying one.
Very
it's
smart.
cheaply.
No,
It's
it's smart.
utilitarian. It is a cheap good.
Oh, so not only does KFC make delicious chicken and biscuits, but they also make fiscally sound decisions.
And
I
environmentally
could
sound.
marry KFC.
Look,
Yes,
what
they did.
you
Look at that beautiful
KFC
thing.
was the one who
Oh,
made the
gorgeous.
sandwich where it was a fried chicken breast as the buns, right? Like
Yep.
2 fried chicken breasts with the stuff in between.
What are you trying to get at? I
that
don't understand.
they make poor decisions.
No, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I mean, what if you're on the paleo diet and you can't be eating carbs?
There you go.
What was that one? It was called the double down. Is that what was that the name of it?
And now,
Double
you're
Double
the
down
fat
on
kid
its
who ate it.
awesomeness.
Okay, you're talking shit about it, but I know you ate it.
No, I did not actually.
Just like I pretend like I don't know what the Baconator is.
No, I had a Baconator. It's
the
delicious.
Baconator is amazing.
Freaking
Yeah.
delicious.
Baconator
It's
is.
freaking delicious.
But the double down was a bridge too far even for my fat ass.
A lot of stuff happened with people fighting over patents and stuff.
Right.
But our enigmatic Colonel Sanders was the first to recognize the potential in plastic sporks. So all the way back in the 1970s, he made it the go-to utensil at all of his restaurants.
Wow.
Well,
And
Colonel
KFC,
Sanders has never done anything wrong in the history of his life. So.
No.
No, you're wrong, Colonel Sanders.
Those dead hookers
What's wrong with his
deserve
medulla oblongata?
it. Say hello to your mother.
Oh, this is interesting though. In the mid 2000s, Swedish designer Joachim Nordwell released a new spork through the camping supply brand Light My Fire. In an
Mhm.
attempt to improve on the shortcomings he saw, Nordwell placed the spoon and fork heads opposite the ends of the handle, which is what you had there, Scott,
Yeah, that's
bringing
a suck it.
history full circle back to the days of the suck it fork.
So it's not a suck it. So you don't have a suck it.
I have a suck it. I
I
have,
That's
think
a
I have a
suck it.
spork. I have a suck it.
I think I prefer the terrapin style spork.
But we still didn't see it. I gotta see a virgin. Virgin? Wow.
I'm assuming that
version of
picture that we scrolled past was the terrapin style.
No.
This sports board,
the original.
this one here.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So what's
Yeah.
the difference? It's has the knife on it or something? I don't get it.
It
Oh, no, it's
looks
just
like
that it
the
had the
fins
tiny
on a
on it.
fish. That's
Mhm.
like a terrapin's a fish, right?
I thought terrapin is turtle.
Terrapin's a turtle.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a turtle?
You
Yeah.
Oh.
live
So it
near
looks like a
Maryland
turtle
where
claw.
Is
It
Grateful
looks
terrapins
Dead?
are
claw.
official like animals.
Oh yeah, it does look like a turtle's
Grateful
foot
Dead
kind of
talk-
thing.
that-
Look at it,
Oh yeah.
and for turtle soup, so that
Yeah.
makes a whole lot of sense.
Okay.
I didn't realize turtle was that white of a meat.
Yeah, it's
maybe
really
not
pale.
either.
Mm.
But so that's it on the history of the spork. Did you
Wow.
not feel
That
so
was-
much more entertained?
Very good job. Very
Yeah.
good job.
All right.
I learned a lot today. I feel like I learned.
Sporking, do you have like an online store? You should sell sporks.
I've been trying to figure that out. I really am working on that.
Talk to culture.
I know. He's busy. He's
I'll
so
do
much.
that.
He's big time now.
You have to
Culture
bother
will
him.
put his name on it and sell it in his store.
He
I
will.
mean,
He
as
totally
busy
will.
as he is, he's found time to be a guest on our show,
Yeah.
unlike some people.
I'm.
Who are
he's,
working an
he's-
awful lot,
he's
which
a
is
little-
fine. It's good. You should work.
Thank you, little Chad.
Yeah, the corner. On
I haven't had a
Saturday.
day off
And
in
be on our show
31
on Friday.
days. I haven't
No
had a day
way,
off
really?
in 31. And I don't see any
Oh
in the
my
future.
gosh.
That's just me. Hey, price
Oh my gosh.
price of reason. Good to see you, man. Been a while.
Critical rise into the chat. Hell. Memes
Oh,
of
Critical,
destruction.
yeah.
What's up, memes? Keely Chill.
Memes.
Hell.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't
keep
Monday a
it.
federal holiday? Don't you at least get the federal holidays off?
I worked it as overtime.
Oh,
Damn
time
right.
and a half. There you go.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Isn't that double
dude,
time
I
in
just
that?
work. No, it's
No,
it's
you don't get double time. Double
Also,
time
like-
is rare.
right. And right now it's like 4 days of the week. I could work 10s, and then I get what's called a floater, which is a holiday I can use at any other time.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It's
That's really
freaking hot here too. It's been like
Mm-hmm.
humid and like real feel they call it, 95 degrees. It sucks.
Well, maybe
but I
tomorrow
gotta
will be
point
better.
something out with that though.
You guys
because-
just talk over Tina left and right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Breaks my
Let me-
heart. No,
Tina,
Slender,
go
it really
ahead.
isn't you.
I
Choose a
apologize.
little Chad, but I love him too much to yell at him.
Well,
get
I was just
excited.
going to say that it should be nicer tomorrow because today was only a high of 79.
Yeah, we're
in
getting the same
our
exact
world,
thing.
So, yeah.
Same exact
I
thing.
got to ask my
95.
question though. It was
Yeah, go ahead.
94 here today, but like the real feel was over 100 something. Does anyone else remember when the real feel was like a degree or two off of the
Right.
temperature?
Right.
And I swear they're trying to push some sort of climate change agenda because the real feel, of course, for some reason, is like 15, 20 degrees higher than
It's
the
at least
temperature.
6, right? It's at least 6.
Mhm.
It's messed up. Because what is real feel? It's a little different for everyone.
Yeah, I would say it's probably mostly a matter of opinion.
I thought
It's
it
the
was some
climate
kind of
cartoon.
calculation with humidity in the air.
Stop sounding
Yeah,
smart,
that was
little
my
Chad.
impression.
No,
Yeah,
it's
well-
the climate cartel trying to make you feel like if you start your car and it doesn't go, then you're killing the planet.
Wait, can
It's
you
a
do the
fucking
sound that the
Yeah.
car makes again? I want
Yeah.
I want to go.
If you start your car and it goes, if it does that, you're not killing the planet. But if you
If
start
I
your car and
start
it's
my
like,
car and it makes that noise, I'm burning my car.
well, you shouldn't because lithium is dangerous to burn. Jesus.
Did you see the stories about in Florida? They've discovered the new thing, which is if any salt water gets on the electric cars,
Oh, yeah.
when the salt water evaporates and it leaves the salt residue on the lithium batteries, it can create a current, and
Oh, yeah.
spontaneously ignite, and it can
Holy
be
shit,
days
right.
later after it was wet, like from the
Yeah.
storm.
Get
can
out.
make those
It'll just like
batteries for
light on
science projects.
fire. Yep.
Holy
And then
shit.
when those things burn, they don't. Most fire departments don't even have the stuff that can put it out because the lithium.
Right.
Dude,
That's
lithium
That's
is
something they
scary,
don't talk
dude.
about.
if okay, for any climate person, I understand what you believe, but if you look at lithium and tell me that is better than a gas, like a efficient gas engine, you're crazy. The way they have to mine it, and then the way they don't even have a way to dispose of these batteries when they finally start going, like this, it's terrible. It's terrible what it's doing.
This has already been proven. If
Right.
you run
I
a
just
car for 200,000 miles, you've created as much emissions as one of the electric cars. It's just that the electric cars, all of those emissions are front loaded to the mining of the lithium.
Right.
Oh,
But they're not any
Yep.
better for the environment. It's just you're doing it all at once.
well, they can't
it
back
costs
end it,
more.
right, Tina? They can't back end it. They can only front end it because they know exactly what's happening with the mining. But if they can't
Mhm.
back end it because they're not getting rid of these yet. But in 50 years, we'll see the damage.
Exactly. And it'll be interesting too after, 20 years of electric cars. Like, how many times does the battery need to be replaced? How much more does that cost you?
Right.
And then,
Usually
like you
every
said,
8 years.
That's
it's
it.
pretty scary.
Yeah.
Lithium batteries usually have a 1,000, 1,200 charge cycles before they go back. It's all like a hard
And think
number.
about your phone while we're on this. In 4 years, you're going to have to recharge that thing every 2 hours.
Well, that's because they put a program in it
Yeah.
to screw you.
Like, I don't know. I don't think electric cars are there yet. Maybe if
No.
they start refining the lithium harvesting process so that it's more efficient and less
Right.
Hmm.
damaging to the environment, it can be a viable option. But as it stands right now, fossil fuels are no worse.
I got an idea. Like, I want to go back to steam and like use coal, like good American coal, and like have like a little person like Walton on the back shoveling it
What?
into a furnace as I
Good night,
drive.
Dan.
Right? Good night,
Actually,
Darren.
Right, Dan.
interestingly
Yeah.
enough, when they started insisting that coal factories would put those filters on top of the smokestacks, right?
Right.
That greatly reduces the emissions that end up in the atmosphere. And
Right.
the slag that built up can be harvested and sold, so it was profitable. Which is why every coal factory started doing it.
Right. Yeah.
So they
I didn't
were
even
also
hear about
doing
that.
it pretty better
Phoenix.
than it. What do they sell the slag for?
Maybe they sold it for maybe the slag was broken down and sold as charcoal that you could cook with. I don't know.
Okay.
I have no
That makes
idea.
total sense.
I
That's
just
crazy.
heard that they would harvest the slag and then they could sell the slag too.
Make kid
Interesting.
coal miners great again.
Hell yeah! I got kids that I need to put to work.
Oh, yeah.
Or thing's gonna sound like Oscar Schindler. They have little hands that can get in there. Can you do this work?
Oh, that's rough. That's rough. You need work? I'll
Um,
help you. Get the coal. I don't do good accents. Okay. Ahsoka, by the way. What? Or did you have the other one, Emma? Right?
Yeah, we have the Emma or we have the Groot article.
Okay. Well, I just want to quickly touch on Ahsoka. Okay.
Okay.
And
right.
because I'm going to leave in about 10 minutes. So, and we'll
If
spoil.
you're going
it
to talk
for-
about episode 4, I'm going to mute.
No,
and I'm
no,
going to walk
it's
away
going to be
from
very generic. Very generic. Crazy
This
at the
whole
end.
show
when
is generic.
yeah.
This whole show is just generic crap.
there's no feeling. Like I don't sense. Like even we don't even have to ruin it. That last.
Yeah, I'm just
scene-
showing a picture. I'm just showing
Oh,
a
that
picture.
chick is so toxic and hot. I love it. I'm sorry. Go
Oh,
ahead.
you're so sick.
This is part of your problem, Walton.
That chick is Zoolander too, man. She's got one look, and
Yeah.
that's all she gives the entire like.
Yeah, talk down
my
to me,
wife
honey.
and my wife and I
so
are like,
perfect.
she's given Blue Steel again.
Oh
Is
my
she gonna
God,
have
that's so
another
perfect.
look? Nope, same look. Sorry.
Dude, Sabine's just a waste. Like, you're a loser. Okay. And then like, even that last scene, I won't ruin it, but like you would think there would be some emotion, and there's just like a little like that Ahsoka crooked smile. It's like
Emotion.
annoying as hell.
Scotty, were you a fan of Rebels?
I only watched a little bit of Rebels. I thought it was
Okay.
all right.
And I think that there's a lot of disconnect between people's understandings of the
But
No, no,
how
no.
much
characters and where
homework
they
do you
are.
need to do to watch a show?
Yeah,
You
but-
don't. If they
It's-
wanted
well,
to
it's
call
because
this Rebel, if they should have called this Rebel Season 5, if that's what they were
live
gonna
action
do.
Rebels. But no,
Yeah.
Walton, what I'm saying is there is no, like, the Rebel cast of cartoon animation had more feeling than I get from these actors. It's almost like
Mhm.
none of them want to be there. You don't get any feeling. They're just kind of going through the like, no, like, I know you have the Force and you're supposed to be mellow, but like, Sabine, she just is like, oh, Ahsoka, you left me. What's up? Okay, totally. I won't take this map. I'm gonna totally take this map. Sorry, I lost the map. Like, it's just there's just no heart.
I don't think it's that. I actually want to push back on that a little. I think this is the direction these actors are given. And I think it's because they're strong, powerful women and cannot
Right.
be made to show emotion or weakness
Well,
because
they're
that makes them
Jedi.
pathetic. So they've got to be super stoic. They've got to be super badass. Nothing can rattle them.
Yep.
They're just awesome all
You
the
ju-
time. And
Right.
awesome gets boring when there's nothing else in the spectrum for it.
But
Mm.
Sabine's not awesome, and when they lose,
Yeah, but she's sure
episode-
boring.
Well, what is it? Episode 2, she finds her, gives her the, you can't take the map, but she takes the map, and then
That was the end
like-
of episode 1 because that was right before she got lightsaber shanked
right, and it
and
should
and
have
brushed that off because of Bacta.
Right. But what
Yeah, 'cause
kills
I
That
me?
was recovery, though. Yeah,
No, go
you're
Tina,
right about
please.
No, I was just going to say the conversation between Ahsoka and her talking about the map was the last part I saw in the first episode. So
Right, but there was no, like, they haven't seen each other in a while. It ended on bad
Mhm.
terms. I can understand older Ahsoka being more of like Jedi Force, but she was never really. She always had her attitude. But you would think a younger girl Sabine would be pissed and at least show something.
And the
Mhm.
other thing is, if you watch Clone Wars and then Rebels or whatever, she left the Jedi Order, so she shouldn't turn into some stoic Jedi master who doesn't ever have emotion. She left the Jedi Order specifically because she didn't want to be that person, and she didn't like the Jedi's way of doing things. Like,
Right, they screwed
why
her.
does it make sense for her to suddenly be Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi from A New Hope? Where
I don't see her like that. Like we were talking about this before the show started. I think that's a overcorrection. The characters go because she was a very passionate, deep feeling
Right.
character, and I think that the representation we're getting right now is like her walls are way too. Her boundaries, her walls are way too high, way too hard.
See, I don't
And
even think it's
Walton, I will
walls though,
say-
Walton. It's like she's like arrogant. She's almost like a little arrogant. Like,
Oh yeah, I definitely
Oh,
feel
yeah.
a little bit of arrogance. Yeah, absolutely.
But Walton, I will say, although I think that your explanation is plausible,
wow.
I
Record that.
also think that what you are doing is you are making excuses for a poorly acted character.
Well, for a rebel show
Thank
you
you,
like.
Slender.
poorly written and directed. I think Rosario Dawson.
Yeah,
is
that's
fully
true. Okay,
capable.
yeah. I got it
I don't know
backwards.
who was
Poorly written
talking
and
about it
directed.
earlier. I was watching another YouTube. Someone was talking about how her character from Daredevil, the nurse from
Yeah.
the first season of Daredevil, was more of Ahsoka's energy
Right, trying to bring
Then-
people together.
than
you know?
Ahsoka is
Yeah.
in this show.
That's brilliant.
And
Yeah,
so we
and-
know Rosario Dawson can actually play that role and that style
Yeah.
fine. It's
And
being,
Walton,
she's
I'm
being
not faulting
directed
you
this
for
way.
that, by the way. Like,
Oh no, brother.
when
No,
you
you're good.
want to like something because it's you have a history with it, you tend to make excuses for it. And
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think the problem is that's kind of what you're doing here. Because
No, I
this is
think
crap.
that I'm
Punch him in
waiting
the
to
face.
see how this story unfolds. I think that as the as the characters get to know one another, as they search for Ezra, because I think pretty much that's a point of commonality between them. I think that they're going to open up a little bit more. I want to see if the writing shows that. That's where I would go with it as a writer if I started these characters out the way that they are.
Yes, but
the
you can
journey
write.
itself would open them up.
But what evidence do we have in any of the Disney Plus Star Wars shows, which were even written by Dave Filoni, that that's going to happen? Has that happened in The Mandalorian? Has that happened in Book of Boba Fett? Has that happened in Obi-Wan? Has that happened in Andor? No, it hasn't
Which is
happened in
why I'm
goddamn
using
any
the
of them.
term hope. Which is why I'm using the term hope. I'm
This is
It's good to
hoping.
be positive.
Walton,
It really
you are
is.
trapped in an abusive relationship. Star Wars keeps slapping the shit out of you,
Not again!
and then you're like, "It's because Star Wars loves me.
Yeah.
I can make Star Wars happy again. I can fix this."
If I only get him to get Star Wars to smile. Yeah, Kenobi was a disgusting disgrace. Like I
had to stop watching it.
Dude,
I'm
Kenobi was the
terrible.
one that made me basically say, "I'm fucking done with Star Wars," and I have.
My
I'm
the only
done.
thing positive to come out of the Disney Plus Star Wars is me, and I showed and Slender had seen these too. The Obi-Wan Reacts channel just makes me laugh with the guy doing the deep fake where he's got the Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon, him as Obi-Wan, and now they've got like the Anakin one where they're, and then every time someone gets stabbed, Qui-Gon's like, "Well, that's it, they're donezo," and then they're back the next thing, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
what channel is this?
You don't
I gotta
understand,
watch it.
Qui-Gon. Qui-Gons cannot live without a gallbladder. But
Dude,
everybody
just do a
else
search
can.
for Obi-Wan Reacts, and you'll see the Qui-Gon like where he's just like, "Dunzo, this is done," and then he's like, "What the hell again?
Oh, that's awesome.
Again?"
That's awesome.
Nathan and I are definitely going to watch that Soul Assassin.
That's that same guy also did a whole bunch of Gandalf roasts, Rings
Yeah.
of Power videos where he's Gandalf. He's got the deep fake Gandalf face and voice, talking about how stupid Rings of Power is. That's pretty funny too.
What channel is what YouTube channel is this, guys?
Charlie Hopkinson.
I am looking that up right now. That sounds.
But
awesome.
yeah, I mean, if you do a search for Obi-Wan Reacts, his would be the one. Like, and the deep fakes are pretty awesome. Like the face goes in it. He did one for like they went through chronological order where they're watching like Attack of the Clones and Qui-Gon because he was supposed to be Dooku's Padawan. He's like, "Why is my old master saying things like that?" And he's like, and then Obi-Wan's like, "Qui-Gon, you're gonna learn some things. This isn't so good." Because then he's like, "Well, no, he's not so bad." And then he goes, "Red lightsaber, yeah, that's not so good."
So is the channel not Obi-Wan Kenobi? I think that's it, right?
Charlie Hopkinson.
Yeah, that's the.
Okay, Scotty, I'll send you a link if you can't find it.
Oh, I got it. I got it
You
here.
got
Yeah,
it.
and it's hilarious. And the best part about the Attack of the Clones one is they had Padme's Force Ghost come in. And she was messing with Anakin, just like, "I've got a date with a real Jedi Master," and he's like, "Don't say it." And he's like, "Yeah, Mace Windu."
Oh, damn.
And then, but they're making fun of her. They're like, "So you're trying
So-
not to date him, and you decide to wear the dominatrix black leather outfit." And she's like, "What? I liked him looking at me. It's fine."
Yeah. It's like we can't do this, but I'm totally gonna wear this. All right, I gotta bounce. I love you guys. Thank you for covering for me.
Hey, brother.
Have a good night.
Hopefully see you all
Later.
Saturday.
Bye.
Love you,
Bye.
chat.
But yeah, so
Oh,
those
and
have been the highlights of Disney Star Wars for me, is just watching this guy roast them and make me laugh.
No, that sounds
That's
good.
how
And
channels are
Walton
built.
And Walton gets to be the shill of the week because I haven't seen past the first 30 minutes of the first episode, so I can't give you my bad
And
take.
that's fine. And that's fine, Zombie, because everybody's talking about Starfield pronouns this week. So I'm going under the radar. That's it.
But what are Ahsoka's pronouns?
I'm not
Fucking
sure.
lame. That's what the pronouns are. That's...
Wouldn't it be Jedi and Master?
No, she quit the Jedi Order, so it's bullshit that they keep saying. That's another thing about the Ahsoka
Yeah, but are there
shows,
any other Jedi around to say she's not?
No,
a
but
Jedi?
That's one thing
here's-
that does
alright.
bother me, Chad.
So,
No, you're
yeah.
right about that.
Here's this, Walton. Like, you've got Ahsoka. She specifically says, "I'm not a Jedi. I'm not
Right.
a Jedi."
Right.
We've seen from the Disney Plus shows that she knows Luke, that she's hung out with Luke. And so she decides, "I'm going to take the 25,000-year-old droid that's got all of the Jedi history in his memory banks with me for some missions instead of letting Luke have him to help rebuild the Jedi Order."
Well, see, Luke has to go to an island as a defeated old white straight man. Okay.
Well,
And
we're
he's
not there
probably a
yet.
Trump
And
supporter.
drink that green tea.
That's right. Luke's got things to do. All right, he's got a vision to accomplish.
And I'm
Okay.
so pissed off that they keep robbing Luke every goddamn time, because this whole
Yeah.
Thrawn heir to the Empire storyline
Yeah.
is Luke's storyline. It's Leia's storyline. It's
Well-
Han's storyline. And they are fucking pissing on
You
it
know what's holding Luke back, right, little Chad?
that he's got a dick.
It's that Y chromosome. It's that Y chromosome. Gets in the way every fucking time.
Now, question: how does Luke go from the original series to the end of the Disney trilogy? Like, is it just because? Well, I know that, but I mean, is it just because his nephew? He had a dream that his nephew was a bad dude, or I mean,
That was
what
because
else
of
happened?
Kathleen Kennedy. All right, look, the radical and completely absurd turn that character, that entire universe takes, can be all brought back to the external factor outside of the story that is Disney Lucasfilm.
And
That's it.
Walton, as a fellow writer, you could probably back me up on this, but we are talking about the guy who saw the good in his father,
Uh-huh.
the Sith Lord, and was able to bring him back from the brink
Mm-hmm.
to complete the prophecy and bring balance to the Force by killing the Emperor.
See,
And
the
for some
problem
reason,
here-
his nephew, he gets one fucking vision about his nephew, and he's like, I gotta cut this bitch up.
yes, and that shows
That's
the
so
difference.
out of character for Luke Skywalker.
Wait, maybe his vision was seeing that he went out with the what's her name from the Girls TV show, and he was like, no, there's no redemption for him.
No, I don't. Like I said, it's just so out of character for Luke Skywalker to have reacted that way to a vision in the first place.
Yes.
No,
I
that
mean,
makes a
yeah,
lot of sense.
Anakin did like slaughter children. That's
Yeah.
a,
He was pretty
and he
evil.
was like,
Right.
there, and Luke is like, "There's still good in you. I know it. I'm gonna try to bring you back."
Luke
But
took out their mom.
my nephew who hasn't done anything, let me kill you in your sleep, bitch.
Well, they had to make him evil because you're right. Well, you look at the time period, the push of far left politics. What people call the woke narrative. You look at the timing. You look at the new enemy, the new bad guy, which is people with wisdom, older people, older generations. They're all evil and bigoted and terrible. They had to take that character who was about hope. That's what Luke was. He was hope for the future, undying hope. Love can save all. Like really, between a father and a son. So it's a beautiful story. All things considered. And they had to destroy that character. They had to cut off his balls and say, no. What happens is, you're great when you're young because it's all about making sure the young and impressionable people in this country, the ones that are easily convinced, the propaganda can easily reach. They can be molded into the sheeple that the state wants them to be, or whatever popular narrative wants them to be. That at that time you're strong. But what happened was Luke got older, and you don't get wise when you get older. You get worse. You get bigoted.
Yeah,
you become close. You
Jaded
become
and
stagnant.
broken,
So we have to destroy the idea that Luke, who was so wonderful when he was young, grew into this a person who established a new Jedi order, created a new generation of Jedi and hope, from that, from his own experiences, and completely assassinate that character.
You know
So
what's the
that-
worst part of that? Like they got part of it right. In the extended universe, Luke did go to like almost completely uninhabited planet far at the edge of the galaxy.
Well, yeah, because of pussy, Mara Jade, right?
He went there because he had become so in tune with the Force that he could hear every fucking thing.
Oh,
So
we're
it was
talking about
just
that
too
part.
fucking
My bad.
loud.
Well, there's also all right. So from the extended universe, the plot point that is most similar is the Jason Solo arc.
Yeah.
Where Jason Solo kills Mara Jade. Luke
Yep.
Skywalker finds out about it, and he actually takes himself out of the fight and puts the burden on Jaina Solo to be the one that to take out Jason.
Yeah.
Because
Which is
he
like
says
the best story.
yeah, and he says specifically, it's like, because I loved Mara Jade so much. She was, she's my wife, mother of my child. If I fight Jason, there is no way I wouldn't be trying to kill him out of anger.
Yeah, I'd be
And-
dark side in a second.
I'd be dark side immediately, so I can't do it. And it's not it's not a weak man making that choice. It's a strong man recognizing that would be the path to destruction, and so he has to put it on because Jaina Solo loves Jason. So for her to defeat him, it would be a matter of like it has to be done, and there's no other way. She wouldn't do it out of anger.
100.
It was really well done, and they totally screwed that up when they like someone saw a Cliff Notes version of this storyline and screwed it up.
Done that storyline, they could have brought Star Wars back. Star Wars could be the biggest franchise out there again if they'd have done that storyline and not tried to, decanonize it all and then Frankenstein together their own bullshit.
Yeah, and when I know some people said when Disney bought Star Wars, they couldn't do Heir to the Empire because it had been too far in, past, Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford being age appropriate for that storyline. But they could have definitely jumped to the Yuuzhan Vong War.
Yes.
And done that, and that would have set up that would have set them up for 20 plus years of movies doing all of this stuff. They could have done like Harry Potter, where they cast Jason and Jaina Solo as teenagers and maybe sign them to like a 20-year contract. It's gonna be like
one of my favorite runs was the Vong run, and that's where I was hoping they would go with it. What a missed opportunity.
It also would have been something different for Star Wars, where instead of like Rebellion and Empire, you've got the entire. It's almost like the World War II storyline for the Star Wars universe, where the Imperial remnants team up with the New Republic. Everybody gets on board because they're like, look, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Right.
We've all got to pull together because the Yuuzhan Vong are an unstoppable, like relentless force that we have to actually. The remnants of the Mandalorians, led by Boba Fett, joined in. You had the New Republic,
the thing, right?
The Jedi Order, all of it.
Disney had the perfect situation. They bought a franchise that they didn't need to come up with shit for, because as we know, Disney can't come up with new ideas. They had this whole extended universe. They had content for years, decades to come, and it would have made money because, I haven't read all the extended universe books. I've read a handful of them, but they're all pretty fucking good.
Yeah, the arrogance.
Like, they didn't need to come up with a damn thing. No idea. All they had to do was hire writers to convert the books to screenplays.
So, like, for people that I wasn't one of them, but the people that were paying attention back in 2013, 2014, the way that Disney Lucasfilm was coming at the fans who were trying to save Legends, that were buying billboards, trying to save the expanded universe, the way that they were treated, they were called militant and shitty fandom. Like, and people didn't catch that.
I didn't buy any billboards, but I was one of those people who,
right? You know what I mean?
So you were canonized that
militant and shitty for loving something and wanting to see it represented on screen, in at least some rendition that it had been written, or that it had been supported, kept alive by the fandom for decades. That's the problem. It's the arrogance.
Can you imagine if they'd done that with Lord of the Rings?
Oh my God. But they're not going to do that because narcissists thrive on negative fuel, bro. And the people that are running these franchises are completely getting off on the negative supply from the fandoms that are being broken and fighting and going, why are you destroying this? And they're sitting back and laughing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make them any money, so I don't get the...
They don't care about the money.
Really? Okay.
Well, that's a recent thing too, right? Like, they just had another stakeholder or a stockholder meeting, and apparently a lot of the investors over at Disney are not happy.
Well, the investors care about the money, but I mean, okay. You're talking about, at least from my perspective, all right. And I don't mean to put a broad stroke on it or a broad brush, but you're looking at toxic people who only care about enraging others. They only care about causing pain. It gets them off. It gives them some kind of validation that they're pissing someone off because they hate themselves or whatever reason that they're doing it. They don't care about money.
I got to back Soul Assassin on this too. Like, this is probably the part that is the most disgusting. you decanonized it, but then you were pulling ideas straight from it. It's like you just.
Well, that's because they're not creative.
Well, but here's the thing, right? Like, as a writer, Walton, you're a writer. Like, if someone told you your story is decanonized and then used your story, well, lucky for them, you get no fucking credit. You get no fucking royalty. You get no fucking recognition. You get nothing. You get fuck all. And honestly, it's to me, it wouldn't even be about the money. It'd be like, that's my fucking story.
But
like you stole my story and ruined it, and are not even giving me any credit for it.
Yeah. And the toxic fucks that are doing this for, one of any number of reasons are getting off on that betrayal, that perversion of what you wrote, of the intent, how it's misrepresented, all of it. It's the priority.
It's unethical as fuck.
The priority for people at the Disney Lucasfilm Story Group, or has been, people like Pablo and Ryan, or especially Ryan Johnson, but people like Pablo Hidalgo, Chuck Wendig is a great example, right? Chuck Wendig, their primary goal is to smear, disparage, devalue, destroy, in order to feel better about themselves. They don't give a damn about these properties. They don't give a damn about the fandom. And in fact, I mean, it was probably one of the greatest, we're talking Ryan Johnson, probably one of the greatest highs of his life was that he'll never achieve again, is how much damage he did with TLJ, how many people he pissed off, how much attention he got from those that hated it. He watched them, look at his Twitter responses. He absolutely loved all the negativity, that narcissist. That was the high of his life. These toxic personality types are getting off on.
That's why you cannot trust these people with these franchises, because
they
don't love anything.
No, they don't. They don't love themselves. They don't love this world. They're not trying to immerse themselves into this type. They don't have that creativity. They absorb. They're black holes. They destroy. They consume, and they don't know how to create. And the thing is that I truly do believe that there's some people within these circles that do have creative talent. But there's no way that they're ever going to shine when you're surrounded by people.
They don't have the authority, and
they're right.
And they're too trusting. They won't watch their backs, so someone will happily stab it to get ahead.
Absolutely.
I mean, I understand how narcissists work, from an outside perspective, but they're eventually going to run out of somebody else's money.
Yeah.
Kind of like communists. So is it just they just sail on the high, they're rich themselves, and
the unfortunate
thing it's like an addict,
okay?
Tina, right? You're talking about an addictive personality. They're not thinking about tomorrow. They're trying to get high today.
They're like a fire, right? A fire is eventually going to run out of building to burn.
Mm-hmm.
But once it's done, there's nothing left.
And unfortunately, that's going to be our modern myth.
The fuel. There's nothing left.
But that's the problem. That's going to be our modern myth. Look at Lord of the Rings. Look at what we've done with the Rings of Power.
And that's my point. Like, these people are destroying these franchises, and they'll continue to do so until there's nothing left.
That's crazy.
Support your independent creators, folks, because they are the future. Your independent writers out there, comic book creators, anybody that's out there, create whatever they are doing, they are the future. So if you like an independent work, content creator of any type, please share out a link for their project. Please let them know you appreciate them. Please let a friend know that there's a good writer or a good artist out there, because they're the future. Those are going to be the next Stan Lees. Those are going to be the next Lucases. Those are going to be the next Roddenberrys. Please support your independent creators. It is very important.
And don't give J.R.R. Martin any more money until he gives us the freaking books.
You never get those books.
We're sporking.
But Soul
still
Assassin.
Here for that.
Soul Assassin, but Loki season 2 is coming out in like.
Did they delay it? Or...
There's the bad take.
I'm so looking forward to Loki season 2 too.
So good. The trailer.
Me too. Tina turned me on to Loki. It was a good show. I can't wait.
Wait. Hold on. It was it was a good show.
I liked it. I liked
Was it
it.
the part where they put him on a
You guys
time loop
figure
of
this
getting
out.
his balls slammed
Yes,
by
I
Sif?
liked the little alligator Loki. All of it.
But he had to see it from, her side. That's why he keep, having to repeat over and over and over and over again until he could, appreciate it, understand her motives and where he had gone wrong.
Loki, I loved Loki as a character all the
Yeah.
way through the first Avengers movie, even through Infinity War. It was actually a really good arc for his entire character.
I thought so
And
too.
he should have been dead and left dead. It was a perfect ending for him to die unceremoniously at the hands of Thanos while actually trying to save his brother.
Yeah.
It was a good redemptive actual ending.
Yeah.
It came full circle. It showed his growth. Blow. Instead, we get because it's a lot like Filoni with the characters he likes or the ones he created, so he gets a profit participation on. He won't let them die ever. They have the plottiest of plot armor. And in this case, with the Loki show, we've taken we're trying to take the goodwill that Loki had and use that aura of goodwill on Sylvie. Was her name Sylvie, whatever it was?
Sylvie.
Sylvie, girl Loki. Grant is correct because Loki could be the best of Phase 5, and that doesn't mean it's good. What was it? The line from Tommy Boy? I could put a guarantee on a box and take a shit in it, but all you'd have
in a box and put a guaranteed sticker on it if you want. I got time.
Yeah, great.
All you'd have is a guaranteed piece of shit, and being the best of Phase 5 is being a guaranteed piece of shit.
Listen, I don't think Phase 5 is nothing. You're absolutely right, Chad. They could have left it. They should have left it. But since it was made, like, I watch it, have had fun with it. I mean, do I think it's the best that I've seen? No. I mean, the character growth that we saw all the way up to his death was perfect, and you got to miss the character. Also, like, resurrecting characters kind of takes away the threat of losing them.
Yeah, the
like
entire
if they bring Iron Man back,
ends it.
There's
it's
no
terrible.
Stakes.
And
like
Loki
said,
kind of
Loki
made a joke about that with the Infinity Stones when they're just like tossing them in a drawer and they're like, "Oh, more of these. I guess I'll need a paperweight for my desk." And it's like, "Oh, you mean the thing we spent 20 movies building up as the ultimate?"
This might be me. This might be me because I've just seen too much of it and I've already lost my patience for it. But I am tired of seeing the male character get emasculated by everyone, including the women who are more powerful, more capable, and more intelligent than him. I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
Well, did you?
I think
adding to that, did you hear that? I'm sorry.
Oh no, you go, Tina.
Well, adding to that, did you hear the most recent rumor is that the Scarlet Witch is going to be the one who's helping Kang, and that's the big, powerful source, multiverse power source that he
of course, because a man could never accomplish something like this.
Yep.
I'll take more Scarlet Witch, though.
I think Elizabeth Olsen did an interview where she's basically done with being Scarlet Witch. She's kind of
really?
Yeah, she had done one recently where I think she was dissatisfied with especially the multiverse of madness
Yeah.
and was like, I think I'm going to peace out. I mean, she's...
Yeah.
And she was good.
She said something like, you spend, 15 years of your life, playing one character, and then you're like, okay, what else do I have going on here?
She'll miss that
But
paycheck in a couple years.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but they kept her busy for, a considerable amount of time. So I can understand her wanting to take a break.
She never popped up in that Godzilla sequel. So that's... Did you forget? Like, it's easy to forget. Like when they remade, when they relaunched Godzilla, that her and was it Aaron Taylor Johnson or whatever, the guy playing Kraven, or who was Quicksilver, and her brother in the MCU was her husband in that movie, and both of them were supposed to be like the franchise anchors that would be in the subsequent movies. Nope, just disappeared. They're like, we're done with that.
Yeah, Crazy. Now, isn't Craven supposed to come out soon, or did that get rescheduled?
They pushed it back to next Labor Day.
Oh wow. Jeez.
Yep. It was supposed to be out this October. And I don't know why they had to push it back an entire year, but that's the new spot it's taking. I guess trying to get that equalizer money.
Crazy.
Actually,
Which, by the way, that was a pretty good movie.
I only have about 20 minutes left, guys. I'm sorry. Do you want to move on to one of the articles, Tina?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, did you guys hear anything about the new Emma Stone movie?
I had heard she got the ovation at, what is it, the Venice Film Festival?
Oh my God, Chad.
Did you hear the plot?
Oh my God,
of
Chad.
The movie?
I know that it was something involving her up to shenanigans, maybe like OnlyFans level kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Yes, but
get the load of this title. Emma Stone's new movie about a sex-crazed woman with a child's brain generates Oscar buzz.
Well, I mean,
Wow,
that
we
is the
are
end
really
goal, right?
towing the line right now, aren't we?
towing the line, we plunged into it.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
I mean, Hollywood definitely wants to make it a thing where kids can consent. I guess.
Yeah,
Yes.
no shit. Like, you may as well just call this movie "I Want to Fuck Kids." Here's why.
Right.
Oh, exactly. And you will 2 paragraphs from now, it gets pretty scary. Emma Stone's new movie Poor Things is generating Oscar buzz.
2 paragraphs from. I'm already very upset. We didn't
Oh,
need
it gets
paragraphs.
worse. It gets worse. The film debuted at the Telluride Film Festival on Saturday and is the work of the Greek filmmaker Yorgos Lanthimos, best known for the Oscar-winning movie The Favourite. Some entertainment outlets predict that Lanthimos will again get multiple Academy Award nominations for his latest
They
work.
love his work.
Now this is good if you can take it in one breath here.
Can you take it in one stroke?
Yeah, well, all right. This sci-fi black comedy is based on Alistair Gray's 1992 novel of the same name. It follows Stone playing Bella, a Victorian woman who dies by suicide but is brought back to life by a scientist who is also her guardian. That's played by William Dafoe. Dr. Goodwin Baxter revives her by implanting the brain of her unborn child into her body, which effectively makes her a child in a woman's body. Things become creepy as Bella discovers a preoccupation with sexual activity despite still having a child's mind. The story is essentially a retelling of Frankenstein with a heavy dose of graphic sex scenes.
It's a retelling of Frankenstein. Banging your kid. Like,
Okay. I gotta say it, and I gotta be very careful about how I say it because this is YouTube. But
please do, because I'm stuttering.
Delete yourself. If you like shit like this, delete. Just delete.
Yep.
I will say no more.
It's getting awards, Slender. Hollywood's going to give it all kinds of awards. This is a breakthrough piece. This is a message that it's artsy. It's telling.
Did anyone watch? Was it Penny Dreadful when it was on? It was like a Showtime
love that show.
Yeah, so they did a storyline about basically the Bride of Frankenstein that I thought was if you wanted to make the point, the indictment of, the patriarchy or whatever, the girl who Rose from Doctor Who played that character. And I thought it was actually fairly well done. I didn't agree with a lot of the agenda or end game for the character, but I thought it was actually well written and well acted. That's how I think you would do a female Frankenstein's monster story in the, effectively trying to get a message across, because there was definitely adult themes. Because she, I believe, partnered up with Dorian Gray and they were, into shenanigans. But it wasn't because she was a child. And I think that's how you want to do it. This just seems like shock for shock's sake. And also an agenda.
Yep, that's pretty much the story, basically, that it has 100% critic score. It had like a 10-minute standing ovation. And reviewers called it a unique piece of artistry, flamboyant, florid, fantastic, and freakish.
Was the audience masturbating?
That I do not know.
Probably.
These film festival people are kind of freaky. I mean, at least there were several people disturbed by the premise, but yeah.
It's
So,
disgusting. It's
and somebody on Twitter
absolutely
shared that.
disgusting.
Yeah. What that says. Yeah.
Yeah, not gonna read that out loud.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Exactly.
I would say just since we're
Yeah.
on Scott's channel, I would say I think we might want to move
Yeah,
on.
Look at Brahma in the chat. Brahma's in the
Don't
I
get
chat.
me wrong.
Calm down.
Yeah,
Calm
there-
down.
I don't think there's a good way. Like anything further is just going to make us all so enraged that we would
Yeah.
say.
I'll
Very, very
gladly
true.
toe the line, but those people crossed it. They really
Yeah.
crossed it.
Wait, with Chad, you said earlier, you said, do you think it's just shock for shock's sake and not so much for an agenda?
No, I said it's shock for shock's sake and serving the agenda are the
And
two
serving.
goals of this movie. Yeah, if you've watched The Favorite, which I have, it was a movie about I think it was Queen Victoria, and Emma Stone was in it, and it was about Queen Victoria's favorite, and of course
I think that was Queen Charlotte's.
or Queen Charlotte. Yeah, the storyline basically revolved around the fact that the favorite was her friend, special friend, and was being replaced by Emma Stone as the younger new special friend. So this director clearly is like, that movie was knee deep in over. I don't want to get Scott in trouble. It was knee deep in that kind of behavior.
Okay.
And it seems like this director is specifically attracted to making product that is in that theme.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Could not be
So,
more disgusted with people like this. Let's move on to something else.
All right, let's do it.
We can absolutely do that. So that was the shocker. The cute thing, the other thing that actually might be the best of Phase 5 is
I
the
was about to
season
say
2 of Groot.
Groot might win. Yeah.
Because this was adorable. I mean, unfortunately the episodes are only anywhere between 4 and 8 minutes in length. So 5 episodes goes by very, very, very quickly. We watched it all in one sitting. But yes, we will get Groot by the end of the year, I believe. I think we're supposed to get it in the December timeframe, sometime after Loki. So the episode titles are going to be "Are You My Groot?" That looks really, really cute. It puts Groot on the planet Terma and features him adopting a small creature. Apparently, it's a very near and dear episode.
Is this a kids show?
It is a cartoon, and I mean,
would say it's like family. Like it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like pretty much anything else that Disney does, where there's some adult jokes to it, but
So no one's going to try and bang the sapling. So we're good.
No,
Okay,
no,
good.
definitely not. Definitely not.
Okay.
So this one, he stumbles across a strange egg while exploring an alien planet and falls in love with the little creature. So I thought that was cute. And then Groot noses around is episode 2.
What's up with his face?
So,
What happened?
well, he got some box of like Pinocchio or something in the background. So it says, when Groot discovers a bionic no-shaped device that grants him a sense of smell, he quickly learns not to stick his nose where it doesn't belong.
There's got to be at least one fart joke in there. It has to be one.
I would say for sure. And on Groot's snowy day, now that's adorable. He lands on an icy planet Foligar, and Groot fashions a snowman with scraps of junk and inadvertently creating an unstoppable snowman robot that wreaks havoc. So, I mean, come on, kids are gonna love that. Groot's sweet treat. So he, an intergalactic ice cream truck approaches Groot, desperate to get a treat, and frantically scours the ship for coins. All right, so that's cute. I mean, a kid of any age can appreciate that.
We went from super serious to like G-rated.
Well, I tried to do that. So
that was a hell of a downshift, Tina.
Like,
I don't know. My brain is confused right now.
No, this is making me feel a lot better.
Yeah, this is kind of a palate cleanser, to send us off into the, at night, not thinking about, that other icky stuff. Groot gets to meet the Watcher.
Oh,
So,
cool.
And this, sorry.
I was gonna say, is Groot gonna be in the What If? Because What If is launching its new season around that same time as well, right? December.
Exactly. Yeah. It is about the time for. I think they might have kicked it into January, but absolutely. And the What If series was also really, really good. I thought. I mean, some were better than the others. Some were better than others, but I have to say that I enjoyed every episode of What If season 1. Well, in this one, the Watcher narrates Groot finding himself in the heart of the ancient Dreslar Temple with the mythic prophecy he must fulfill to save the universe. So that one's kind of cute. And that's it. See how fast the episodes go by? And they really do go by that quickly, too. And there's not too many people other than, Groot is usually by himself through all of the episodes. He might run into an alien somewhere or like a robot or something he interacts with. But if you get a chance to watch the first season, it's really, really cute. And you'll be over and done in like 40 minutes.
Yeah, there's
Do you guys think that
they're
this
fun
is one
little
of
shorts. Like, do you remember the ones with the little jumping spider?
Yes.
They're like that.
Absolutely.
I like it.
You remember when Pixar used to make shorts that were actually good too? That were nice and fun.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like
I
the
remember
ones with the
those.
bird on the wire that made me laugh.
Mhm.
And then that was was the guy playing chess against himself. Was that I think that was before Bug's Life.
Oh no! Look, we don't have to wait till December. It's available today.
Oh, that'll be a smoke break worth of content for you to watch.
I guess it's time to wrap up the show then, because
Yeah, because Bad Take Bojan's got to watch some Groot before bed. But the interesting thing I found about the whole thing is that, I mean, good for Disney at least. I mean, having Vin Diesel voice the character for all of this. I mean, they could have gotten anybody to pretend to be Groot, or Vin Diesel pretending to be Groot, but
If they really wanted to have fun, they could have got Dwayne Johnson to do it to make Vin Diesel feel really happy about it.
Yes.
That would
don't
be
you guys come
amazing.
after Vin Diesel, okay? He's a D&D guy. Okay, all nerds can be giant, ripped, awesome, sexy dudes vicariously through Vin Diesel.
I thought that was Joe Maglione, whatever his name is, Maglione.
No, I have the I can't remember, it's 25 or the 30-year anniversary hardcovers of Dungeons and Dragons, and I also have the anniversary publication that they did, and the foreword was written by Vin Diesel.
Really?
Nice.
Yes, it was.
Very cool.
He can make words. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, one of his first big breaks was Iron Giant. He was doing,
and he basically talks about how Dungeons and Dragons kept him honest, and how he'd run home from school, avoiding all the gangs that were trying to recruit the teenagers, and go hide in his basement with his friends, and they'd play Dungeons and Dragons.
That's awesome. Yay, nerds.
That is pretty cool.
Don't be like that, Deej.
be lawful good.
Yeah.
Second edition is what I started with too.
I mean, what are they up to now? 5?
They're up to 5th, but I still think 3.5 is probably the best one. It has the most content, and the content is good.
Very cool. Alrighty, well, we gotta get going. Walton's got to get some sleep. I gotta
get to work
on tonight. Oh, I forgot you were going straight to work tonight.
I work day and night. I have 2 jobs. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Hail to the chat. Appreciate all of you being so supportive. Make sure to let Scott know that you go out on Twitter, on your social, let him know you support his channel. But a spork is a feminine utensil. Just make sure that for soft foods, make sure to let him know that, but be there for him as he has to accept, that he's not as much of a man if he used, like, say, a fork or a knife. All right. Thank you. No, I love you guys. I don't really have anything to promote. I do Rogue Entertainment this weekend at 7 p.m. You'll see Tina, MIT Slender, DJ Odyssey, a few other cool people, Mr. Tickle Trunk, Angelos, I think he's off this weekend. And other than that, please remember to support your independent creators out there, your favorite ones, no matter what lunch table they sit at. If you like their content, share it out. It means a lot, especially to comic book and book creators. So thank you guys very much. Be good to each other. Suffer no fools.
Alrighty. Well, Chad, do you want to promote anything?
Yeah, if you want to hang out with me and Slender, we'll be doing our show on the Ascendant Art podcast here on YouTube, Rumble, all the rest. Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern, give or take a couple minutes. I know Tina likes to hang out in the chat before the Ambien kicks in and Mr. Bojan cuts her off from being from making
this
any
Friday
comments.
is Brahma's birthday stream.
Yep, it's the special
Ooh.
Brahma birthday stream. And I'm sure, and Slender's supposed to also have some thoughts about the entire history of video gaming.
I have so many thoughts right now.
Alrighty.
So
I
Sounds like a good
might
lineup.
make a PowerPoint presentation. I don't know. There's just so much to
Ooh.
capture. I'm losing my freaking mind over this.
Sounds like some good content. Anything else you want to plug, Slender, or
Yeah.
Ascended Art Podcast? Be there.
Ascendant Art Podcast. Hopefully, we might do a What the Flick with Mad here at some point. And yeah, I'll probably be on one of Walton's streams here or there on Saturday. I'm around.
Awesome.
You can find me.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm either here on Steven's channel or on Vinny Art's channel on Fridays and Sunday nights. I love hanging out with Easel Hub. I think I always pronounce it wrong. On Sundays, they do a Get Ranked series that's just been a whole lot of fun. And my newest acquisition is the Scott Lang book, Look Out for the Little Guy. So the book from the movie.
They made a real book of it?
A real book. Yes, it is. And it's surprisingly coming off as, I've only read the first chapter, as almost a self-help kind of book with the cute, Scott Lang kind of attitude to it. So I will give you all a review on that when I complete. It's very, 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 very short. But yeah, my MCU enjoyment runs really, really deep. So it's kind of sad. But alrighty. Well, what do we play to get the hay out of here? Steven,
What is the
do we-
gayest thing he has? What on the entire list?
Oh, whoa. Let's see. We-
I think he has. I think his favorite.
Does he
I
do
can't
that?
remember.
I think he. I think I'm going to click the right one. So hopefully it is. If not, it'll be a video about something that hasn't been valid for a couple of years. But
Okay.
thanks everybody for coming. Show Scott some love. Be here Saturday if you can, and have a great rest of your week.
Aluminum spot.
Spock.